Okay, so here we are, having been to Exeter Crown Court. We left there 22:11. Maurice is going to explain exactly what today's hearing was about, which was a plea and management hearing.
Management hearing, yes.
For the upcoming trial.
Yeah, well,
next year.
I only went to court in Exeter today for one reason, and that is, as I told the judge, if I get disclosure, I will win. If I do not get disclosure, there is a serious risk, a real risk of me not winning. John is here. He's travelled down from where he lives in Hampshire 5 times now to witness the fact that I sent letters to him, his MP, Conor Byrne, MP, and my own MP at the time, Alan Cairns, MP, then Secretary of State for Wales, 18 months ago in May 2019. I'm in a Cardiff prison cell for a breach of alleged parole, not reporting back to a hostel. I had to travel from Cardiff to my Taunton MP twice in 2 days due to my illness, and I fell asleep on the way back. So that's why they put me back in prison. Any excuse.
Because you missed the train stop.
Yeah, well, I missed the train. I was on the train, I fell asleep while I was in the station, and I woke up as the train was going out at Cardiff, and I had to get out at the very next train at Station Bridge End and come straight back on the next train.
Because you had a curfew at 5 p.m. at the bar.
Yeah, well, yes. So I was an hour and a half late. So that's why I was in prison. But that's not of my concern at the moment. It is what the amazing outcome of today's hearing before Judge Johnson. And that is that the prosecutor from Bristol admitted that the South Wales Police have now released John Graham's letter that I had sent to him 18 months ago in May of May of 2019. And they said, oh, well, you can't read it. It's a little postage stamp on a website.
Thumbnail, yeah.
Whatever. And I said, but I have just been to Taunton Police Station 3 times in the last few weeks, even last night, because the CPS in Bristol said that if I want to inspect the exhibits, I have to do it through the Taunton Police. Well, they know nothing about it, and I've been there 3 times, and I made sure I told the judge this. He wasn't expecting to listen to me very much today, but he did get an earful. And the other issue was that, of course, now the prosecutor admits that they've got the letter. John Graham has been sending letters for 12 months to Secretary of State Buckland for the Ministry of Justice, FOI, Data Protection, and they're all playing games with him. And the authorities in Wales have just not assisted in getting his letter. And at last the judge said, he said, well, what's on the letter? And I said, I can't remember. And well, in that case, it's not important. I said, of course it's important. I wouldn't be writing to him unless it was important. And the prosecutor slipped by saying, well, actually, the content of the letter that we can read is that Maurice was asking John Graham if he could find me a lawyer to act for me while I was in prison. And I said, well, Your Honour, this is only the jar of the door. It's daylight. I sent letters to a number of MPs, obviously asking for help. Reasonable letters. And they're now admitting that the South Wales Police won't disclose them. So this is an abusive process. The whole thing is an abusive process.
Well, they said they didn't have them, or they did have them. They just
in the end, I said, right, I want my property back from Bridgend Prison. I said I was before Judge Keezer about my machine gun case only this Friday, and I said I said, that, I won't use the words I use to describe her normally, Tracy Lloyd Clark, who sent me to prison for a vindictive 2 years. When I asked her, well, could I have my medical records and could I have investigation into the fact that I was registered MAPA level 3, category 3, in the top 5% most dangerous in the country, and that they were applying for me to be locked away for life in Ashworth. Oh, I do not have the power, Mr. Kirk. Lying. Flagrant lies to my face. That's what I am used to in Wales. But today I had a wonderful time in an English courtroom. A pleasure. It was a dream. And the prosecutor said, oh no, you're the county court judge, Keyser, this Friday for your machine gun damages claim. He hasn't the power to order the return of your legal papers and your medical papers from the Welsh prison. He'd fallen for it because the judge was left with, I've got the power to do it. And the learned judge said, if I receive an application from you, Mr. Kirk,
by 8th of Jan.
8th of Jan.
I'll do an order.
I will seriously put a matter, reflect on the
Yeah.
No, not that you'll necessarily order it because they will oppose it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a witness summons to get the governor of Cardiff prison and the governor of G4S prison, in Parc prison, into court to explain why not my property. That's not what I'm after. I'm after the letters that they stopped going out.
That you got prison remand for.
Yes. And they've fallen for it. They've fallen for it. Well, we've been at it for 18 months. And now, well, it's a slide down the hill. We've cycled at the top and now we're freewheeling downhill. I think we've got all I ever wanted to get from the prison and from the court. And so we're back in Taunton. Have a cup of tea and reflect on the law of disclosure. Okay, John, thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we will await.
The bill's in the post.
Yeah.
Yeah.